too wet to seed right now, but we have something else that we have to address, and that is the blue Ford has a leaf spring that's got a crack in it. Nick noticed it, and lucky they had one in Great Falls, so we're going to take the leaf spring off and put a new one on. So let's get the truck started.
All right, first things is today is gorgeous, so we go in here. It's so adorable.
Now we have to move this green Ford here, get this one out of the way so we can get that blue Ford out, because that's the one that has the leaf spring broke. There we go. Now let's go ahead and pop the hood. There we go. And then I'll show you the crack that Nick found. And this is something that we need to address. I wonder if you guys can see it pretty well. It's right there. So it's starting to crack across. That is the main leaf spring that holds the whole axle in the front. There's a bunch of other leaf springs underneath there that are sandwiched in it that give it support. But if that main one goes, we got issues. Lucky we located one, so we can put this new one on. So we got to take all the leaf springs off, take them all apart, and then put the new one together with the other ones, put it back on, and away we go. Teamwork, guys, teamwork.
I couldn't help it. It's early in the morning. The ground's probably still a little wet. It's a little cold. I'm biting at the bit, and the tractor's been sitting there ready to go, so I fired it up, but I'm in the field. So let's try to see. Let's see what happens. All right, so far so good, besides the sun shining in my eyes. And not able to see my monitors because I got sunglasses on, but I'm blocking the sun. The ground seems to be ready. Looks good back there. Intelligent Ag Monitor is telling me that one run is having a little bit of issues, so I'm gonna go out and look at that in a second. But the tractor's running great. Acre time. We're gonna get big acres this week, big acres. So now one issue with planting, seeding, we should call it seeding here because we seed, we don't plant, but I say both. When it's a little wet in the ground, what happens is the soil compacts, like mud in your hand, you know, you grab a wad of mud, and you squeeze it really tight, or like a snowball, it's light and soft, and then you squeeze it together and then it becomes hard. Same thing with the ground here, compaction. And that's where the quad track and the big duals on this massive cart are supposed to help reduce compaction. So that way when you go over this ground, the areas that are in the tire tracks don't smash the seed tight in a firm layer of mud on top of them. I went out and checked, and it's pretty good, honestly. It's pretty good. It's not compacting as bad as I thought it would be, but there's a little bit in the tire tracks, which means I'm probably pushing it. I probably should be waiting for half of today at least for it to thaw, or not thaw, dry out the ground a little more so it doesn't compact like that, but I'm also eager to seed. So we got acres ahead of us. We got to get it done.
Now, this Meridian bin right here has weed in it. We're gonna clean that out first, and if we need extra, we got more weed over here. Oh, there we go, in those bins. So yeah, let's go find out what Kobe's doing. I think he's got something very important right now. He'll get it, trust me, he'll get it. Come on, dig, dig. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Huh? What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? Got a lot of dirt in your mouth, huh? Yeah. Good boy. And that's a hole I'm gonna have to cover up with the tractor. I'm too lazy to kick it in.
Oh, I picked the mud hole. Well, I wouldn't care, but brand new tractor, muddy boots. Guess I gotta break it in, right? Alright, so I'm using a cool feature that this cart has. It's sectional control. It has 24 meter rollers on it. Our other carts had 3. There's a meter for every run, and they're 24 volt. They got good torque, and they seem to work pretty good. What I've done right now is on my monitor, I've turned off 5 of the runs because I'm on the final pass. Well, I guess second to final pass of this field. My air drill is 57 feet wide. This is like 100 feet wide. Well, let's just say 80 feet wide. I can't make this one pass. So what I gotta do is I turned off the majority of the runs on the air drill, and I'm only planting this side right here. And then when I come around to pick up that swath right there that I'm not getting, I will turn on the full air drill width, and then I'll only overseed just a little bit of the air drill. Our old drills, I would have to overseed 70–80% of the drill to head back and rip up all the seed that it's planting and basically replant on their layer. They're double planted, which is a waste, not efficient, and it causes overpopulation. It could cause issues with yield and whatnot. So on my intelligent egg blockage monitor here, you can tell it's saying, hey, this run, this run, this run, this run, this run, that run. These are not working. I'm on my return pass heading back. Now I have the entire air drill seeding, so all the sections are engaged. Yes, I haven't ran over that part, but technically all this right here has not been seeded or fertilized, just the edge over here. So all of this right here, theoretically, should be getting seed and fertilizer for the first time.
Now, we're gonna need this 4520. I need to get the rock picker, do some work to it, and then that way Wiggles can grab it when he gets here, because he's at his home right now. And he can start picking a few rocks before we get to the fields that we're seeding. So, let me go grab that rock picker, and hopefully it works. Keyword, it's pretty used. I parked it so that way when Wiggles gets here, he can grab it, go pick some rocks, because we got a couple massive rocks that are sitting in the field that came out of that. Well, the zone builder from Underfirth ripped them out of the ground, and we need to get those taken out before we seed over it. So, greased it, everything works. Waiting for Wiggles. Maybe tomorrow. He'll probably be here tomorrow, but anyways, it's ready for him. That's all that matters. Let's go get some other things done.
Change of scenery. I'm in Big Brute, and that's good because I got so much spraying I gotta do. And why have I not been in Big Brute? Well, I've been running the quad and the new cart, which is awesome, but I gotta get the other guys trained on it. So they're gonna run that, and then I'm gonna run Big Brute and get ahead of them in the sprayer. And that way we can keep acres ready to go for that thing, because it can seed a lot of acres. A lot of acres without stopping, which means I gotta spray a lot of acres. And I do have to stop a lot. Look at this. See that green mat down there? That is cheatgrass. Talk about that every year. That is what I'm trying to take care of right now. This is an area that I missed pre-spraying a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, and this is the result of what happened. It created all these seeds in that crop, in a winter wheat crop 2 years ago, and now we're dealing with it. So I'm getting it really good right now. It is gonna get roasted. No cheatgrass. There, just finished up that tank load. 320 acres, knocked out. They say you can plant on freshly sprayed ground within like 4 to 6 hours. I've heard some people say give it a day. It all depends on how quickly is the grass growing. The cheatgrass is growing quickly, like it's warm out, sunny, lots of moisture, it'll suck it up quick, it won't take long. That herbicide will take effect. But if it's cold like it is now, and it's not really screaming to grow, it might need a day. So hopefully they get a day. But I just noticed that Leg Arms is about to fill his air drill up. So I'll jump out, I'll give him a hand here, and get him back in the field planting. And then I'll go fill this thing up and go again. All right. Oh, I gotta show you guys something. Check this out. Remember the parking brake issue with this? Not knowing when the parking brake was set? Well, watch. Get my arm through here. Hang on a second. There we go. Watch that light right there. Oh yeah, it lights up. I fixed it.
Getting some acres covered, that's all that matters. But while I have your attention, we have swag. Look at this. New shirts, new designs, new merch. You guys want one? Do it. Bye. Now, some of you guys know, my wife is very talented. I know, right? She does graphic design, comes up some cool stuff, new things. She shows stuff like this, like new merch. And honestly, she does a fantastic job.
Haha! First time running the old MM. For me, that is. It's already ran this year, but I haven't heard it run yet this year, so I'm excited. Let's start it. Well, as it turns out, there's still more in that bin. So don't be moving the auger right now, which is fine because I got things to do, places to be. I think the air compressor needs a new seal in it. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this field. It's not only been deep ripped, but it's had fresh horse manure put all over it. So it's theoretically should be pretty good growing ground. We'll see what it turns out to be like, but I'm really curious this deep ripping, if it adds much more to the yield, and if it does, might be something we'll do once in a blue moon. We'll see.
So I figured it was about time to blow this air cleaner out. My EGTs on the engine are starting to get higher, a little bit hotter, and I figured it was time. And this thing is heavy, so it's going to be pretty amazing seeing all the dust come out of this thing. I hope you guys are happy. You get to experience this. Oh, that thing is heavy. All right, let's go clean it out. There's two filters on there. There's one that's bigger like this, and then there's a smaller one called the pre-cleaner. Well, this one here caught all the big stuff, and the pre-cleaner is clean. Like, didn't get anything in it, so it's good. So I just need to blow that off a little bit more, put it back in, fill up the drill, because I need some seed. As you can tell, it's in the yard. And then I can start seeding and get some acres done. So yeah, that thing was dirty. All right. Let's put it back in. That's what I'm talking about. Good job, Wags. He's the man.